Well, welcome to School Agency. Now, this is very fascinating about School Agency because when we're talking about agency at the school level, we're talking about systems. We're talking about systems that work, systems that don't work, why these systems don't work, what is it that's in place that's making it so that certain tools, certain devices just don't work. Why are teachers upset? Why are they leaving? Why do we feel like our growth is not on a steady trajectory? It all comes back to school systems. And it's all about, does the school value agency? And this is where we have a disconnect. A lot of times we say, oh, we want to build student independence. We want project-based learning. We want inquiry-based learning. It's all on the logo. It's all on the branding of the school. But what's actually happening in the classroom is you can't have authentic agency. You can't have project-based learning. You can't have Montessori. You can't have Reggio. There's no agency. That's the big problem, right? And so when we don't have agency, our systems get stuck and our school gets stuck. And so this requires us to go deeper. And this is going to require you to look deeper at what's currently happening at your campus that is actually stopping the school from moving forward. And that I'll 100% guarantee is because there are systems in place that don't match what you say you're going to do. And I'll give you an example. I've been in many schools where that was the case. But one thing that we struggled with as a school and part of the leadership team when I was a IB/PYP coordinator in a U.S. public school is that at the district or the board level, they had certain demands of what quality learning looked like, right? That's kind of subjective, but they had their parameters of what's quality learning look like. And one thing that we found is that when these board members and the upper, head, like superintendents and of over the big system, is that what they were looking for was in direct opposition of what we're looking for. And they wanted to see objectives and standards on the wall and scripted teaching and timing and all of this stuff. Where with true, agentic teaching, you're going with the flow with the learners. You're getting them to do accountable talk. You're getting them to visibly document their learning. All of these things are great practices. But because we didn't specify which objective, which target, they said, oh, that's not good quality teaching. That is a school systems problem. And that's what we're going to be exploring here is how do we make sure that our school is honoring agency, not just in word, but also in deed. And unfortunately, this right here is above our pay grade as a teacher. This is for a school leader to deal with. But what we can do is route this to our school leader, get them involved in the conversation. And also as a team, we can brainstorm, well, what are some of the systems that we might need to go deep into? And this goes into Shine's levels of organizational agency, of culture, of looking at, well, what are those underlying assumptions that we need to tackle? What are those beliefs that we have that might be outdated? And what are the artifacts that our school is showing that we value, right? So we're carrying over from culture into school agency, because that impacts teacher agency and that impacts learner agency. And so think about that. Woo! And so after watching this, if this is too much for you right now, I'd skip it, all right? Because this is going to go deep. And that's okay. We have to have different levels of entry point, but this doesn't mean you can't move on to roles, okay? All right. See you soon.